And we are live.
Hello, Gun Nation.
I always like to wait till it actually kicks on the on YouTube itself. There it goes. No ad. Damn it.
Damn it, Jim.
All right, Twisted Metals of Texas, Pops. What's going on, fellas? Ray's here. What's up, brother?
What's up, gentlemen? Gentlemen.
You guys will notice that that we are the better two of three tonight for the time being. 1776 might be joining us here in a little while. He is not quite sure just yet. So we're going to be carrying on actually not in his honor. Who cares about him? But we're going to be carrying on regardless. Gerald, what's going on, brother?
Yep. Gerald's in the house.
But yeah, so we'll be carrying on tonight, and we decided. Big Jonson and I had a conversation earlier tonight, and we decided that along with all of the normal interactions we have with you guys and questions and fun stuff, Ray, I hit the go button. I promise, buddy. I think we're on. Can you guys tell us that we're on? I think we are. I hope so. Bill, how's it going, brother?
CWB's in the house.
All right. Can someone tell Big Daddy what's up, brother? Can someone tell us that you guys can see us? We're on. Okay. Thanks, Twisted Metal. So aside from all the fun conversations that we have with you guys, and of course we will definitely do that. We love it. But we thought we would also kind of have a theme a little bit tonight, and I don't mean under the sun or anything like that. We thought we would talk a little bit about EDC and concealed carry, and talk about some of the gear and some of the things that go into carrying a firearm on a daily basis. Some of the different types of situations you might get into, types of carry, and that sort of thing. So we thought we would do that along with the usual fun conversations.
Exactly. Oh, there's Dakota Boy. He's texting me.
Doug Floyd.
Yeah,
Settles.
Go ahead. You have Doug Floyd, Bill. Hey, Chris. Chris Settles. I hadn't seen Chris in a while.
Chris, just so you know, it's not the three best. It's actually the two best tonight, just so you know.
There's my other Texas brother, Craig's in the house, too. Good. Gerald's reassuring us that everything's well and we're on. But yeah, as KS was saying, what we're wanting to do is kind of have a, like a EDC carry chat, open carry, inside waistband carry, how do y'all carry? Either in business attire, shorts, jeans, whatever, boots, etc. Just kind of have a little discussion and just kind of show some things. And of course, I'm out of town, but show some things that I carry when I go out of town, and areas that I go into with business attire, etc. So sometimes it's not super easy to carry just in normal businesses and normal business attire. You're not so casual in some of those areas. But KS, you want to go ahead and kick it off and maybe give us some ideas, like what you wear every day and how you carry?
Absolutely, and then Ray's got a question too, so I want to make sure that we get back to that. So for me, and you guys have kind of gotten to know me over the last couple months with these chats. I'm kind of wimpy. I like to carry a smaller firearm for a couple of reasons. I like to be very discreet. Discretion goes a long way in this area of town in Kansas City. People aren't really appreciative of people. I don't know that I want to say displaying firearms, although open carry is legal. But again, discretion is appreciated. So I prefer single stack 9mm. I carry the Walther PPS in2. That does a really good job. And I do that in a Vetter light tuck holster, kind of like this. There's a little tan holster, and it does really well. I mean, it doesn't get in my way. I carry usually in the 3 o'clock position, which might be a little bit unorthodox, but it's just comfortable for me, and that seems to work pretty well for me.
Yeah, and you know, for me, I prefer inside waistband. I will use an outside waistband, but I do pull either a t-shirt or, you know, short sleeve shirt or something over it. I'm just not an open carry guy. And of course, in Texas, we can open carry. I just choose not to. I'd rather be like the gray man. You know, I don't want everybody to know what I'm carrying. It's none of their business. But when I do have to dress up, you know, sometimes when I go into areas, I'll wear jeans, boots, just a short sleeve button up shirt, something like that, to where it's easily concealable. And I do carry at the 430 position on the inside waistband. But when I do dress up and wear slacks and things like that, it's not so easy to carry a gun. And I prefer the compact to the full-size guns. I do have single stacks personally, but just some options that I wanted to throw out there. Maybe some people have these and they don't know about it or what I use it for. I don't know if anybody has ever seen these. They have a little zipper on them and they're envelopes, but you know, they just unzip and you've got a firearm in there. And of course the mag's loaded, ready to go. But what I'll do is I'll actually zip these up. Looks like a little iPad cover or something like that. And I'll just throw it right down in my briefcase. And this will actually, I've put my Shadow 2 in these things before. So they're actually pretty big. But these come in a lot of range bags and you can buy these separately. I think they're called gun envelopes or something like that, but I really like these a lot too.
Nice, nice. So Ray had a question kind of early on, and I had it for a second there, and then walked away. He asked, so paddle or belt loops on an outside the waistband. So two really good options. I've got a couple of different kind of displays here. This is a Vetter outside the waistband light draw holster. It's actually for a Glock 19 or a Glock 23, and I just very plain, simple, hugs the body very well, and this has the hopefully you can see these okay, these kind of inside clips, although it also has some outside banana clips that you can use. So it's a really good option. Again, I'm not a fan of open carry, but if you have the right cover garment or it's wintertime, if you got a sweatshirt or pullover or something like that, this is definitely a viable option. And I look at it like, if you're outside the waistband, if you're going to be doing that anyways, you can carry a bigger gun, certainly than the pop gun that I'm carrying right now. But that works really well. But paddle style holsters, and I've got a review coming up on this. It's a Vetter Pro paddle style holster, and this, you know, it's the same theory, same idea. It's Kydex, it's all the same stuff, but with the convenience of being able to get it off and on as fast as you want, while still having and I don't know how well you can see, there are a couple little teeth that are right on the edge of the paddle here that help grip your clothing, or if you want to wear it between the belt and your clothes, you can, although I don't recommend that. I would tuck it in the pants. But it can really have pretty good retention there. So Ray, there are two different philosophies for sure. I don't necessarily know that either one is better than the other. If it were just me, I would actually probably go with the light draw style. If I'm going to be carrying, I'm probably going to want it to really be on me and not the paddle style. Although there are definitely merits to it.
Yeah, and Hard Target says he carries a Mossberg 500A1 in his left pants pocket and a VP9 on his right hip.
That is impressive, my friend. That is impressive.
That's the urban carry version.
Right.
But yeah, and you know, I've never really tried a paddle holster, and I don't know if y'all had seen the videos. Renaissance Holsters surprised me and actually made me one for my PPQ, and I'm going to be wearing it to try it out. I've always used the loops on my outside waistband holsters and really love them because it keeps it really tight to the body. Sometimes the paddles, you know, they kind of go out and then drop, so there's a gap on some. Now, this one that he made me, it doesn't have a gap. It's just very similar to yours with the two little locks at the bottom. And it's very comfortable. You know, I've put it on and you can remove it really quickly. And, you know, I've seen some people going on in the chat, you know, as far as leather versus Kydex and things like that. I've had leather holsters. I've had Kydex holsters, you know, and still have a bunch of Kydex and a bunch of leather. But I really prefer Kydex, you know, and this one's on right now, and it's at the 430, so you can actually pop it off really quickly. But, you know, it gives you quick access. It's a really thin footprint. For me personally, where leather can be a little bulkier on some holsters, not all of them. But the Kydex works really well for me, and I've just been a Kydex fan for a long time. And if you get the correct Kydex made holster, it's not going to damage your gun. It holds the retention at the trigger guard, not on the barrel. So, it's just who makes it and how you buy it.
Right.
But,
well, there's some definite advantages. I'm a big fan of Kydex for a couple of reasons, especially inside the waistband. If you go to draw your firearm for any reason, and it could be just to even load the firearm or whatever it happens to be, when you put the firearm back in, the holster is already in the shape of the gun. You don't have to worry about trying to open it back up. Actually, I've got an example. These are little Black Hawk holsters. I bet a lot of you guys have seen these or bought them because they're inexpensive, and if nothing else, they can be a great way to transport a firearm. Yeah. I sometimes use these in my gun bag so they don't bang against each other. So they're great, and I know some people do carry with these, and you definitely could. But the one thing is, it's flat. It's flat right now, and so you've got to be able to open it back up to get the shape of the gun, and I find that could potentially be an issue. So I'm not a big fan of those, although again, I mean, it's certainly an option. Wicked Sensation, what's up, brother?
Yeah, Doug carries at the 4 o'clock position. Yeah, and I look at it this way: anything that's going to properly cover, that works for you, of course, and anything that properly covers the trigger guard, keep your finger from bumping it or something from bumping it, by all means, use it. But I definitely agree with it not collapsing. That's why I'm a huge fan of Kydex. And even with those other holsters that I've been dealing with, the hunt holsters, with the small Kydex on both sides and then the leather backing, they won't compress either, and that's why I really do like those.
Right.
Some where it's just the leather backing and the Kydex out here, you can get an imprint, especially if you wear it for a really long time and years. The gun will imprint into the leather, and then you're going to find it, where it's really grabbing one side of it when you're pulling it out. So, but like I said, whatever works for someone, by all means, use it. It's just a preference thing.
Right.
And then, another thing that I carry, and this kind of screams gun, but, the neat thing about these, I've got a whole bunch of these little bags. These do say Smith & Wesson, but, you can put whatever you want in it. And, the neat thing about these is you can put a whole ton of mags in here, and there's a gun in here right now, in this zip. So I can actually take this whole unit, and I can take this other gun, put it in here, and then zip it up too. So, and then just put the M&P against my body, and nobody really knows what I'm carrying. I'll just tuck it under my arm and go.
Right.
But that way you're not having to bring a huge range bag, or you can keep the range bag elsewhere, not having to wag that in, because everybody knows what those are.
So what do you think of pocket carry? Several of the guys have been talking about pocket carry, Gerald and CWB and some of the other guys, some saying they definitely take advantage of that method, some saying not so much. So what are your thoughts on that?
On what now? I'm sorry. Are you talking to me or?
Yeah, you.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. I was looking at something. What now?
Pocket carry. What do you think?
Oh, I had a couple of smaller pistols a long time ago. I had a Bodyguard 380 without the laser, which was the M&P version, and I had a small holster that was made for it. It had, like, when you put your hand down in it, the back flipped out, and you could just pull the gun right out. And I carried it in my front pocket for a long time. But be very honest with you, when I bought the gun, brand spanking new, I had to push the mag release in to load the mag. And then it would shoot flat nose, it would shoot round nose, but it wouldn't shoot flat nose ammo. So I sent it back to M&P or Smith & Wesson. They had to put a new barrel in it and a new magazine release because I knew it wasn't right. And so afterwards, I shot it about 30 or 40 times and it worked fine, but I just lost faith in that gun, so I got rid of it. Matter of fact, I don't have any 380s really small. The smallest gun that I actually own is a Shield. And it's a little large for a pocket, unless it's like a big cargo pocket or something, you can stick it in there, but I don't really pocket carry. And I even have outside waistband I'll wear on the right-hand side with a compact or a full size, and I have a left-hand outside waistband holster that I have for the Shield. So if I need to carry 2 guns, I can, but I don't do it a whole lot.
Okay. Let's...
Gerald said, I guess he's talking about 1776. He said he's probably giving his CZ a hand job.
Yeah, they're very close. They are very close for sure.
With frog lube.
So double
Yeah,
hand.
and Bald and Curious, he carries his LCP2 in his pocket. Just found a holster he's going to get.
Boreray.com. I'm not familiar with that. We'll have to check that out a little bit later. And Wicked Sensations.
Yeah, now
is Percocet.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Nothing.
You know, and as far as backup mags, you know, we've kind of had this conversation before. You know, people are like, how do you carry backup mags and things like that? And I've got a mag, I've got mag holders, and I'm sure you do too, and other people do. But you know, I've got some for the pocket for single ones. I've even got one that's called a fast strip. Kind of looks like a flashlight, and it works great. And I've got a new one that I'll be showing. And I mean, I can go ahead and tell you what it is, but it's got the standard clip like this. It's a holster clip, but it actually allows the Kydex that it's made from, it's sideways. So your mag, when you pull it, you actually wear it sideways on your belt. So you'll pull the mag out this way,
right, and
you're able to load it. And it's actually really neat. And, you know, if you've got the tactical muffin or any of that kind of stuff, it doesn't get in the way.
Right. The tactical muffin. So speaking of that, I just did, you guys probably saw a review on the Glock 43. When I got this back, the guy had bought a new holster for this, and I'm not necessarily sold on this, but it's a unique concept, and a lot of you guys have probably seen this idea of a holster, the gun, and then a mag carrier along with it. I imagine that this is really an appendix style holster more than anything else. Certainly couldn't wear it at like the 3 o'clock, anything like that. But I'm curious of your thoughts about something like this. I have not attempted to wear this at all. Again, I wear the PPQ or PPS rather. I think these are becoming a little bit more prevalent, a little bit more popular, especially having the magazine right along with the gun.
Yeah, the hunt holster that I have, you know, the basket weave one, now it's an outside waistband, but I do have the inside waistband version too. I can wear it at 3 o'clock, and I've got long arms, so I can actually reach over and I can pull the front mag out with my left arm. It's, you know, it's a little different, but, you know, you can train for whatever you need to. But I can do it that way on both of it, the inside waistband and the outside waistband. I've tried it and it works. You know, appendix carry for me, and not that I'm scared to do it, you know, I think it's, you know, it's just however you want to do it. I've tried appendix carry. It just doesn't feel real comfortable to me, especially with a full-size gun. If it was like a shield or something like that, it probably wouldn't be an issue. But I'm just not an appendix guy. Not saying I never would. You know, I've clipped them on and just gone in the store and stuff like that on shorts, and it's not an issue. But yeah, it's just not my everyday thing for driving, etc. You know, that's my personal opinion.
Fresh Fowler, Fresh, what's going on, brother? He is saying, does anyone own a new Ruger Mark IV? If so, they just announced a recall on them. That's really good to know, man. I had not heard that. I don't own one, but I'd be interested to hear more about that.
Yeah, Motorman released or put a deal up about the recall on it. I do not own one. I used to have the old Ruger. You know, what was it, the Mark II or III or whatever, the one that was a pain in the ass to take apart. I had that one, but yeah, I haven't messed with it, and I haven't been able to watch his video yet, but I will.
Okay.
But we've got SoCal on here. We've got RPM Idaho. Let's see. Oh, we got the Realize 808. See if I've missed anybody. Fresh Fowler, you said him.
Yeah.
I think that's it so far.
Red and Black Dog, and Red and Black Dog is asking about any suggestions on concealed carry briefcases, that sort of thing. Show him that little thin black sleeve for a second or two.
This is just a gun sleeve. You can get these. They actually come in a lot of range bags. You know, it's just got the zipper right here, so I just unzip it, and then that's a CZ P07 with the 17 round mag on it. So I just carry this little, and they're only like $4, and then you just zip it up, and this will actually, my Shadow 2 will fit in this thing. It'll hold big guns. Even the Tanfolio will fit in here too. And then I just slide it right down in my briefcase. So if anyone were ever to see in there, it just looks like an iPad or some kind of a holder for it. and they actually protect it good. You know, it won't bang it around or scratch it up. So serves its purpose.
Right on.
And hell, I've even walked through a hotel lobby with just this in my hand. Nobody knows what the hell it is. Doesn't say gun on it anywhere. So
right. Gerald saying most of his holsters have a mag caddy. Yeah, I've definitely seen that on some of your videos, Gerald. They're pretty cool. I'm with you though. If you don't have any sort of mag carrier or anything, just throwing it in a back pocket or whatever is fine. I have one, a little Vetter mag carrier. I was doing some classes. Not that you can tell, but some shooting classes, and so I had to have a little mag carrier. I'm not a big fan, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of the mag carriers. Back pocket is fine. The new guy, Marquis Lewis, had a question on advice on first-time gun buyers. Marquis, what questions do you have about first-time gun buyers? Buying a gun, buying a holster? What kind of questions, man?
Yeah, that's really wide open, and you need to kind of know what you might be looking at, what type of gun, compact, subcompact, full size, something to set on a, end table, something like that, at home.
Right.
Yeah, and Ray did ask, any funky Kydex colors? Ray, I've got all kinds of funky Kydex colors. I don't just like plain black. I like them to be a little different, unique. I just like stuff that, even though on a inside waistband holster, and of course this was one they sent me to test, and I've been testing it, it's fine. But, inside waistband holster, you're not really going to see it. Even my tricked out outside waistband holsters, not really people see them, but except you guys. Let's see here. Shot some today and then buy as the three amigos coach me. Let's see here. I don't need spare mag. I don't miss. Oh boy. Bald and Curious doesn't miss, doesn't need them. Well, Bald and Curious, you have a 10-round limit, don't you? You should maybe carry an extra mag. What if there's multiple attackers?
And run, man, run.
Yeah, run, Forrest.
All right, so Marquis said buying a gun to conceal carry and home defense. I bet everybody in the room here, not only Big Jonson and I, but all the great folks here would definitely have different opinions. Wicked, we know your opinion, man.
We know Wicked's opinion. I saw it.
Actually, Wicked, I got to give you some credit, man. That would have been also one of the first recommendations I would have had as well. Any size. Compact gun that is within the limits of comfortable concealed carry, but also a good home defense and range option too. You want to be able to go to the range and have a good time with it, that sort of thing. But things like Glock 19s are great. The 6RP 320 is great. I generally don't recommend a PPQ for a first-time shooter. The trigger on that is pretty darn light, and the reset is incredibly short. That could run away from you without some practice, but certainly an option as well. Big Jonson, what do you think?
Well, and again, just kind of like what you said, it's what he's going to be using it for, which we already know. But also, what I always recommend is go to a range where they've got a lot of guns to rent. Put your hands on multiple guns and actually try to shoot them. Or if you have a friend who has multiple guns, of new gun buyers, and I've let them shoot my guns, people that I've worked with, etc. And that way they can feel what they like. As far as me personally, now I have no Glock hate, really. I really don't. I mean, they're great guns. They work. We all know that they're reliable about it. But for me, I do not personally like the Glock angle. It's just me. So I go to, tend to steer towards other guns with 1911 type handles, and they work great for me. So what I would recommend for a new gun purchaser who's looking is definitely go to a range where they've got a large variety and try different guns. Feel which one you like best. One might have more recoil than the other one. Me personally, I really like the PPQ. I love the 320, very flat shooter. Everybody says high bore axis. If you've seen some of the groups I've shot with that thing, it's stupid. But I just can't shoot a Glock personally. I can hit it. I can, do what I need to, but it's just not as accurate for me personally. But I know a lot of people love them. So that would be my recommendation, is definitely go try guns. See what you like. Not, I know everybody can tell you 50 guns, just like we can here right now, but it might not be the gun for you personally.
CWB had a good recommendation, the Shield. I think that's absolutely right. Twisted Metals of Texas said the same thing. It's a fantastic firearm. It's certainly pretty easy on the budget. And they've not only got the 9mm 40, but they've got the 45 as well. I mean, those are great guns, and certainly could be home defense worthy as well. They are missing one thing that I think is pretty important on a home defense gun, and that is an accessory rail for light. I think that, although it's not an absolute, it would certainly be a consideration. It's nice to have that light. You don't have to carry a light in your extra hand, so might be something to think of.
Yeah, and then Marquise is actually asking, what about the Springfield XD Mod 2? Me personally, and for a new gun buyer, that might be the way you want to go. It does have the extra grip safety on it. Some people like that. I despise it, and now I know 1911s have them, and I'm very used to them. But I think the XD is a very heavy pistol for the size that it is. You compare the Shield to the XD, and the Shield is much lighter. Now, the XD has a great trigger. Also, the XD comes with fiber optic sights. I prefer night sights, but you can always change them out. It's just really what you're going to personally like. And I like an aggressive gun. I like really nice and aggressive stippling personally. And the XD does have that, but it's going to be what you like, what you want to put in your hand and you feel comfortable shooting.
Nice. Robin has a good point. As a female shooter, doesn't like shooting the Glock. Doesn't shoot well for her because of the angle. So I think that goes back to Big Johnson's point, and some of the other guys as well. Finding a gun that fits your hand well and shoots well for you, is comfortable for you. Glocks, Steyrs for sure. Some guns just have more pronounced grip angles, so it takes a little while longer to get used to it. In some cases, some people just plain old don't like them, which is totally understandable. So there are definitely some other options out there. Smith & Wessons, they're definitely good options, and their grips are very similar to 1911's, pretty straight grips, so that might be an option. Some of the guys were talking about Glock 42s. I would agree. Glock 42 is a great gun, and it's 380. It's a light shooter. It's the kind of small 380 that you can fit in your pocket, but you can still have fun with at the range. So that's definitely a good option as well.
And personally, if I were going to buy another 380 again, if I ever bought one, I would actually, and you're going to hear it from me first, but I would actually buy the Glock 42. I know they had some issues when they first came out, but they got that fixed. I haven't heard of any since. But if I were going to buy a 380, that's what I would personally buy. Or of course a SIG, but you're going to spend a ton on a 380 SIG. They're around $600. But and plus it's similar to a 1911, and new gun shooters probably shouldn't jump off into that, or new gun owners. But that's just my opinion on the 380. And then we've got a bunch going on in here, the G26, the G43, and see, and I know that you have a 43 KS, but I shot the 43 against my Shield, and the 43 is a little bit smaller. We all, compared to the Shield, just a little bit smaller, and it was just too tiny for my hand. Not saying it's a bad gun. Got my Shield, but of course I've got tons of trigger time behind that, but I just shot it better. And plus, it comes with a higher capacity. It's much cheaper, comes with steel sights versus the Glock 43. And plus with the rebate that they have on it now on the Shield, I mean, that's an incredible rebate. And plus it's, it does have a lifetime warranty on it. So, I mean, that's something to consider too.
Right. Well, we had a couple of guys again mentioning the Glock 26. I will say in CWB, I agree. I mean, I carried a Glock 26 for quite some time, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a great gun, and there are a couple of really nice advantages to the Glock 26. you can shove any magazine that's bigger in it. So you can get all the way up to that. And Pops, I think you mentioned this, that 33 round fun stick that you can put in there and have a good time with. But certainly carry a backup 17 or 19 magazine if you want. I think if we were going back to Marquis' original question, the Glock 26 might not be quite as good of an option, simply, once again, if it's home defense, not having that light rail. But otherwise, it's kind of a miniature do-all. If we say a gun like the Glock 19 is a do-all gun, the 26 or that type of gun, the subcompacts, would be kind of the mini do-all.
Well, and you know, like you were talking about the Glock 26. I mean, I have the 9C, and I know that CWB also does also, and I love the 9C. Of course, you can run the full-size mags in it too, just like you can the 26.
Mm-hmm.
And mine's a fabulous gun. I mean, of course, I've got an Apex trigger in it and some tricked out sights, but on a live shoot that I did, I have not shot that gun, the 9C, in over a year, honestly. I hadn't shot it in over a year. I've done videos on it, no shooting reviews since I've been on YouTube. And man, I've still shot, you know, little tiny groups with that thing. Really, really like that gun. And if it is cheaper than a Glock 26 still. You can get them on sale and you can get the rebate now. Might be something you want to consider.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wicked said he's still on the hunt for a PO7. Hey, Wicked, I got one right here, buddy. Right there, PO7. And I tell you what, this thing is a fabulous shooter. I really, really do like the PO7. And I've got something else coming up, but I really do like this one.
All right, keep going. I'm going to see if I can get 1776 on here. He says to give him a try.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, the FN, FNS 9C, and FDE. That's a good-looking gun right there, Rhoda.
Yeah.
For sure. It's a good-looking gun, and that's the battle tank right there, man. Those are good guns for sure.
Yeah, Craig has said he's having a problem with his Walter 45, PPQ 45, keyholing, and the ejected brass is burnt on one side. Have cleaned it twice. Problem always returns. Huh? Yeah, I would definitely call Walter. That's pretty weird. I haven't heard of that personally. Rotadama is saying he's carrying the FN9 or FNS 9C and FDE. Yeah, that's. And I've got the 9, but not the 9C. Wicked saying mail it to him. No, Wicked, I'm really liking this gun a lot. CWB is going to get the PO7. I think he has said that before.
I hear him. And I will say SoCal, the BP9 SK for sure. Bro.
Holy crap.
That sounds pretty good.
Look, we got him driving.
That's right. Live.
Holy mackerel.
Hey, so we are talking everything concealed carry and EDC right now. So we've had some really good conversations. Finger Lakes on. What's up, brother? Just talking about various gears. So tell us a little bit about your EDC gear. Maybe.
Hello.
Oh,
hello.
Snap.
1776. Yeah, great technology.
Well, we'll see if he comes in again here.
1776 is looking puffy from the roids.
It happens.
He's having cell phone lag. Yeah. Had that before.
Summertime PPS M2 from Phil Rivers. Phil, I agree, man. That PPS M2, I absolutely love that gun. That thing is fantastic, without question. I feel like some James Bond shit going on right there. Well done, 1776.
Yep, and Gerald's right. Walther does have a $100 rebate on their guns for the end of this month. CWB has a question. Who rotates their carry firearms and how often? Well, we know what you said earlier. You tend to keep your PPS rolling, but I actually rotate mine quite a bit. I'll go from my SIG to the PPQ to the PO7. You know, I'll rotate a lot. I do like carrying different firearms. Hello? Can y'all hear me or KS? Somebody let me know if you can hear Big Jonson. Hello, 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 hello. Wow, okay, I don't know what happened. Okay, well, maybe he'll come back on. I'm looking at a frozen screen of KS, so I don't know what happened. Guess 1776 blew him up. Let's see here. I'll go ahead. Let's see here. Rodema said, see, what's your opinion of the Glock 30? To be honest with you, I've never shot a Glock 30. I really don't know. I mean, I really couldn't give you an honest opinion on that, so I don't want to tell you anything incorrect. Yeah, and then Pops does not rotate his carry guns. Let's see here. Yeah, the Bald and Curious, I was going to say, when I went to Europe, I couldn't even carry a pocket knife, so they wouldn't let me carry one. Let's see here. I think 1776 broke our internet. I don't know what happened. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. We can just talk amongst. No, I'll try to run this. Any thoughts on the Strike B? I think the Strike B is going to be a great pistol. I have seen the old Strike 1, and it was a great gun. I know Bald and Curious has one. Great pistol. Yeah, the SP01 Phantom is a really nice gun, and they are re-releasing it, so CZ will have it back out. But I'll probably end up getting one of those. But then again, to be honest with you, between the Phantom and the SP01, or excuse me, the P09, you know, the benefit of the Phantom is it takes 75 mags. But if you already have a P09, you basically have a Phantom. And you've got the opportunity of having the Omega trigger. On the Phantom, it's the SP01 type trigger too. Marquise is saying, what about range time? How often do you go to the range? I go about once or twice a week. Matter of fact, I just went today and took some pistols, and I'm out of town, but I bring pistols with me. You know, I like trying different guns, and you know, of course, keeping up with range time. And I'm not the best shot in the world. I'll never lie and say that I am, but I definitely enjoy shooting. Let's see here. Yeah, Bald and Curious finally got trigger gauge. Strike 1 is just, yeah, 2 pounds. Yeah, they are super light. P01 Urban Gray for $5.99. That's actually a great price. The P01 Urban Gray usually goes for a lot more than that. Is it used? Rodema, is that P01 used for $5.99? Either way, it's a great pistol. You can't go wrong with it. But I will let you know the suppressor sights are extremely tall. They're kind of weird. I'm gonna see if I can send him a link real fast. I don't know if I can, but I can try. Crap. KS. Yeah, KS, it won't let me send a link to you because you were the host. So it won't let me. Bill, I worked my butt off. Yeah, I don't want to get into that part of it, but I actually worked my butt off. Let's see here. Okay. Pops, if you know how to fix it, you can fix it. Wicked, that's not very nice. He's dry firing right now at KS's frozen picture. Yeah, Gerald says he shoots at least once a week. That's definitely what I try to do. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Ray. If KS wants to restart it, we can all jump right back on. See if he's sending me something. Start the chat. I'm just telling him to restart the chat, and we might have to everybody might have to jump right back on because I don't want KS to miss out on it. Yeah, Robin, use the snap caps for dry firing. You know, like a lot of the CZs and stuff like that, you really don't have to use snap caps, but a lot of people